Um, I had an amazing experience. Completely. It's like they said, once you take that step, you you can't go back. You can't. Your mind is changed forever. It's exactly true with me. There are times when I don't remember much. But the first time I drank, I was it was just a slow, traumatic time. I really can't remember what was happening. I think you were sitting here with me, keeping me company and being a nice presence. And I think you were telling me to die. Or and then I don't know if the medicine was wearing off or I was coming back into a very calm, aware state. And then Mac on cue goes, would anyone like some more medicine? Yeah. I knew it, there's no doubt. And then things got really interesting. After you were telling me about letting go and love and opening the heart, I could start with like just a little flash of just like changing, and then it'll come back to reality. And it was my ego, I think it was, that was just stopping me and stopping me and stopping me. And I had to. There was a moment of darkness, just complete darkness and black, and I think that was my lack of memory there as well. I'm very fuzzy about the order, but I think this is how it happened. I was able to tap into what you guys were doing. Whatever was happening with out here, it was like you were calling me to be free and to come out. And it's very funny how you said the lotus flower with the vines, because I was like a 8-armed tentacle thing that was just reaching out everywhere, just trying to like, where are you? And sometimes I would like, boom, I hit something, and whoa, I would go into this realm, and like, what is happening? And then ego comes back and I'm back in, and I'm like, oh, the mind, die, or whatever was happening there. Eventually, I think, I don't know if I died or I remember my birth. I don't remember my death. And my birth was fantastic. You were playing something, I don't know what it was, but...
Didgeridoo.
The didgeridoo, thank you, the didgeridoo. And that started...
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
That was powerful.
No.
He pushed the button.
I pushed the button, yeah.
He played it. But as soon as that started kicking, it activated something, I don't know. And I finally... my body or something had enough, and it was not going to mess around anymore. And words for what you were saying about just get on with it, and these sort of things kept coming into my head, and then words from you and about a heart and breathe your heart and love, and eventually it was uncontrollable. I had to decide to open my mouth, and as soon as I decided to open my mouth, it just came, just whatever came, it just came out, just. And as soon as I did it, there was just immense light, just bang like this, and at the same time, I had this incredibly vivid vision or realization or whatever it was, that I was a tree, and this tree was just the most beautiful, magical tree you could picture in some sort of anime, cartoon movie thing, just with flowers on the tree and thousands of vines, branches, and just just kept shooting up, and as I kept expanding my energy, or whatever I was doing, it just kept growing and growing and I don't know how many times I yelled, but I think twice I yelled. It was one, and then it wasn't over, and then again, and I just had this, so much, I feel it now, there's so much power and energy and everything. After that, I was alive. I was alive. And you had that the spiritual yell, and I think it was connected with you activated that from me. You want to say?
Yeah. When I reached a point where I felt something is going to happen. Yeah, something is going to happen. So we both were connected. Obviously we are, but I had it internally. So I went intro with this like echo and all this pattern went, and he did it out in the outside, and I thought, thank you, you took care of that. So I didn't need to express it, so it was just inside me going like ripples, and then he was coming up. It was and feeling this connection, it was just amazing.
Pretty sure you activated or just gave me that. Yeah, it was awesome.
I could feel it. And I went, and then it came out there.
Okay, now I need to ask, did someone ask me who I was? Did someone say, who am I, or who are you?
No.
Was it on the music?
No.
Okay. No. Then somehow someone asked me, who are you? And then in my mind, I just asked the question, who am I? And then I asked it again and again and again, and it asked it until I realized that I wasn't human. I wasn't a body. I kept asking the question until I realized that I was able to create who I was. And I started playing with who I am. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And my mouth started just opening one way, 2 ways, 3 ways. And it just spread out. And you know the kaleidoscopes?
Yeah.
How you turn it and it goes... That's the best way I could describe it to you guys. And it's like I went out, and then the lips went over, and then everything else went into everything.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And I realized then that I was the creator. You know?
Look at that, I get just goosebumps. Oh my god.
Apart from that, like, that was just... Yeah. There was times when I was just branching out with my vines from my heart, touching people or things out there. I was like, you're all playing a game with me, and the fact that you would make some sort of noise or sound or give off an energy in a form, and then that would change it, and I was like, oh, I can play with this and do something else, and then it would change the whole vision of everything I was seeing and everything I was experiencing. And then it would go down and be quiet, and then someone would start something, do something. I was like, oh, and that would connect. I could feel like my tentacles or whatever I was touching in, and yes, I want part of that. And a couple of times I went back into my body, but then it was only for like nah, and I would do something like this. I just put my hand on my face, and then I just went like this, and then it's like I moved my nose off my face, and then my hand went into my head, And then I was like, I'm not human anymore. And then I'm back into it. I was back into this creation, back into this dimension. What is it? Reality. The reality of what we really are. Just energy and everything like this. When Mac said, I think I was on the ground at the stage, covering in my blanket, and Mac goes, "You are stardust. You are stardust," and that just like, I'm stardust and everything is stardust, everything. And I took my blanket and I started eating it. I was even doing my fingers. I think I was grabbing someone's arm and I was like, my arm, now we are both together as one. And was it your arm?
Yeah, squeezing. I was like, okay.
Oh, it was
But that's okay, that's
amazing.
okay.
Oh, it was amazing. But I lost all. I didn't need to breathe. It was like I had the blanket over me, but then it wasn't a blanket. I was blanket. I was, But then the blanket changed, and I changed into something else, and it's like, I am not alive. No, not alive. I don't need to breathe. I don't have lungs. I don't have a penis. I don't have an asshole. I don't have any of it because I'm not that. And that led to the small fear of shitting myself, which we talked about. And I'm like, I can't shit myself because I don't have an asshole. And it went further because I was like, to confirm that I didn't have an asshole, I was like, there is no such thing as a toilet. This whole thing was made up for me. Everything here, the walls, everything, it was not real. I was in reality, and this was not real at all. It was, yeah. Ayahuasca. But it was so real. It was real, It was not.
It is.
It is real.
It is, yeah.
It is real. There was just a distraction.
This actually is not real.
It's an illusion. Yeah.
Yes. This is the illusion.
Absolutely.
You need just to remember. That's the game.
That's the game, to remember.
That's the game.
Just to remember.
You choose to come. To remember.
Yeah. But yeah, that was... For a while there, I went through a bit of a coming backstage, and I thought, I've done something wrong, and I had a bit of a negative time, and I thought I actually crapped myself. I was trying to base this reality from the other reality. Everyone was quiet. I was checking my pants. And then, of course, the pants turned into not pants. And then I was like, one thing I kept doing was like, okay, I've got a foot. Who am I? I've got a foot. I've got nails. I am human. I am human. Where am I? Toilet? No, there's no toilet. And that kept going until finally, I think you took me outside, and then after that I managed to go into the toilet. Nothing came out. Did I vomit last night? No. I
didn't even know where your bucket was, man.
I was right here.
Oh, fuck that.
Right here.
No.
And you kept pushing on me, and I thought you were trying to activate the ayahuasca to do something. I don't know, but nothing came out. It was interesting. And after I tried to go upstairs and you closed the ceremony, which was really nice, and sorry for forgetting about that, I went up and laid down, and I still fought with I still looked around the room. It's like, this is not real. Everything is not real. Who am I? Where am I? It took me a while to just come back, and then I heard you.
You called Mike back.
Yeah, Matt, I called for you because I heard you speaking a little bit about taking me outside. Like, that's what I need. And then you brought me really back.